Hi, this is Julia Bell. Today we're going to talk about everyday security risk, consumer risk. Our topic is unwanted mail, calls, and emails. Please stop. So much unwanted stuff like pre-approved credit card applications, telemarketing calls, an email inbox that's full of unsolicited advertising and offers. The first type, pre-screened offers. Companies solicit new business. These are sometimes called pre-screened or pre-approved. They solicit new credit card accounts, and insurance companies use pre-screening to identify potential customers for the products they offer. Pre-screened offers, sometimes called pre-approved offers, are based on information in your credit report that indicates you meet the criteria set by the offerer. It can be sent via mail, email, or even a phone call. Again, that's based on your credit report that they have gotten a hold of somehow. How pre-screening works. The creditor or the insurer, they establish a criteria, for instance, like a minimum credit score, and ask a consumer reporting company for a list of people in the company's database who meet the criteria. So if I'm looking for people in zip code 12345 who have a credit score of 800 plus, then that's the group that I would get. Those folks are going to have a really good credit history. Another way is a creditor or insurer could provide a list of potential customers to a consumer reporting company and ask the company to identify the individuals on this list who meet the criteria. Again, that's the criteria that the creditor or insurer has chosen. More about pre-screening offers. Can pre-screening hurt my credit report or credit score? The answer is no. There will be inquiries on your credit report showing which companies obtain your information for pre-screening, but these inquiries will not have a negative effect on your credit report or credit score. Can I reduce the number of unsolicited credit and insurance offers that I get? Well, the answer is yes, and the answer is no. Yes, if the requests go through credit reporting agencies, you can reduce the number of those unsolicited credit and insurance offers that you get by, again, opting out. And you may continue to get them from other sources. For instance, local merchants who maybe you've dealt with in the past, or you've dealt with a friend of theirs. Religious and charitable organizations may continue. Professional and alumni association, the college that you graduated from, will still have your name and still send those pre-approved credit card applications. I get at least one a week. And companies you have already conducted business with. Stop any of the ones that are listed under the may continue to get. You need to contact each of these sources directly and ask them to stop and to opt out of their services, to stop receiving those. Pre-screening offers of credit and insurance, there's a couple of ways. Number one, you can opt out for up to 5 years. Here's a phone number to call, 1-888-5-OPT-OUT, or it's 888-567-8688. The request process are within 5 days, but they may take up to 60 days before you stop receiving those pre-screened offer. I've also listed the opt-out screen website, and that again does it for 5 years. If you want this to stop permanently, again, go ahead and go through that process, and there's another step that you can go through and ask them to send you a permanent opt-out election form. And then after you get that permanent form, they'll stop you immediately for the 5, but in the meantime, you'll get that form. You'll need to print that out and sign it, and then send that back after you've received it. And that would make it opting out of those pre-approved offers forever. Here's some other ways to opt out. You could actually contact Experian. Here is their address. You could contact TransUnion, and there's their address as well. Or you could contact Equifax. That's the one that's been in the news so much lately for releasing millions of consumers' personal information. The one that most people are not as familiar with is Innovus Consumer Assistance. Most people think there's only 3 of those reporting agencies, but in fact there is 4. Direct marketers. Let's look at those people. The federal government's National Do Not Call Registry is free. It's an easy way to reduce these telemarketing calls that you get at home. To register your phone number or to get information, you can go to that www.donotcall.gov. Again, this service is free. Or you can call the number listed here from the phone number that you want to register. If you've got 3 phone numbers, you might call from all 3 of your numbers and get that number registered of the Federal Do Not Call Registry for telemarketers. This is also available for cell phones in addition to landlines. You get fewer calls within 31 days of registering your phone number. Phone numbers on the registry will only be removed when they are disconnected and reassigned, or when you choose to remove your number from the registry. Here's the email or mail address. If you do choose to go to have mail or email removed, dmachoice.org, and there is a $2 processing fee, and that's to cover a 10-year period on mail and email. Registering online with that site is the fastest way to see results. They offer consumers a simple step-by-step process that's going to enable you to decide what mail they do that you do want and that you do not want. So that's a great service for getting rid of, number 1, the phone calls, and number 2, the mail or the email. Blocking unwanted calls. Think about how many unwanted calls you receive and how much that they're asking you to share via these unsolicited phone calls. Maybe you just want to have an undisturbed dinner hour, or maybe you want to share less of your personal information. The first type we're going to discuss is a robocall. It's a recorded message instead of a live person. These are internet-powered phone systems. They've made it very cheap and easy for scammers to make illegal sales robocalls from anywhere in the world. It also lets them hide from law enforcement by displaying fake caller ID information. Again, this is a robotic call placed through a computer, and you don't talk to a live person. Let's look at some terms before we go any further. White list. It's a list, in our case, of phone numbers that are allowed, because we're talking about unwanted calls, possibly from your contact list. Or in some cases, you actually physically enter all the numbers, like your mother, your father, your direct relatives, people that you want calling you. That's a white list. You only include good things. A blacklist is just the opposite. This is a list of numbers automatically blocked. This could be based on numbers you choose, or it could be from a blacklist database from numbers that have been receiving a significant consumer complaint. And consumers do report to the Federal Trade Commission and some other commissions when they get continually unwarranted calls. And it helps to do a comparative database of those folks. Blocking unwanted calls. And what are my options for blocking robocalls and other unwanted calls? Call blocking apps, for instance, on mobile phones let you create a blacklist. Again, that's the list of ones we do not want to let through. It's a list of numbers to block from calling your cell phone. Many of these apps also create their own blacklist database from numbers that they've received, again, from a significant consumer complaint. And some have even complaints to the FTC as a source. They also let you whitelist. Remember, the whitelist is the numbers you choose to allow. These are the good ones that are broader than just your personal contacts. For instance, the police department number you wouldn't want to block, a fire department you wouldn't want to block, those kind of things. Mobile apps let you choose what types of calls you want to block and how to handle those blocked calls. Some apps offer additional functionality like reverse call lookup, providing data on incoming numbers like community-based reviews or data about the number from a search engine. Could be blocking unwanted text, logging the number of calls received from a number, and silent ringers for unknown callers. Again, these are features that could be in those mobile apps. Many call blocking apps are free, and some only cost a few dollars. However, some apps may upload your contact information. Read the privacy statement first. Again, read the privacy statement first. I can't stress that enough. To see what data is collected and how it's going to be used in those call blocking apps. Built-in mobile phone features, some of the newer phones have the ability to block calls from specific numbers. If I get a call from a number that I don't want to receive anymore, I can usually right-click on it and choose block. That's a nice feature. Call blocking, for instance, for your home phone, if you've got a landline at home. Some devices like use a blacklist. It's a database of known spam numbers, and it allows you to add additional numbers to be blocked. Other devices rely on you to manually enter all the numbers and then to update your own blacklist or to only allow whitelisted calls. You know, some of those devices are automatic and some have to be manually updated. Again, the whitelist are good, valid numbers that you want to call you. Robocallers frequently change their numbers so that they'll still be able to get through. And many carriers allow you to block calls from anonymous callers. So, for instance, if you see in the caller ID the word anonymous or private, I'm naturally suspect of why that is. But again, some carriers allow you automatically to block anonymous or private caller ID when it comes up that way. There's one of the star commands that you can enter on your phone and block your number from showing in the caller ID. I don't feel comfortable when mine says anonymous or private when a new one is coming in. But again, robocallers often use fake numbers on your caller ID, so you may not know it's them when they're calling. Here's the do not call number. There's the website and a phone number to call. Again, call from the number that you want to register. There's only one do not call registry. There's not a separate one for cell phones. It's the same number and the same website. If you've got 3 cell phones for 3 different family members, I would have all 3 family members call that number and register it on the do not call registry. Once that number is on the registry, it's there till it's canceled or the service is discontinued on that phone. And it should be in effect, and the call should stop usually within 31 days. However, will all unwanted calls stop? No. It does prohibit sales calls, but not everything is going to stop due to the do not call registry. Your political calls are still going to get through. Charitable calls, your debt collectors are still going to get through. Informational calls and telephone survey calls can still get through, even with that do not call in place. Phone scams. Thousands of people lose money to telephone scammers all the time, every year. Thousands do. From their life savings to just a few dollars. It varies greatly. Scammers will say anything to cheat people out of their money. Some seem very friendly, calling you by your first name, making small talk, asking about your family. They may claim to work for a company you trust, or they may send mail or place ads to convince you to call them. If you get a call from someone you do not know who's asking or trying to sell you something that you hadn't planned to buy, say, no thanks. Just say no here. And if they pressure you about giving personal information, like your credit card or your social security number, it's a scam. Don't forget to hang up and then report it to the Federal Trade Commission. Protect your rights. Here's some signs of a scam. For instance, you've been specially selected for this offer. Maybe, maybe not. Do I really need another set of widgets? Probably not. You've won big money in a foreign lottery. Did you really enter a foreign lottery? Probably not. This investment is low risk and provides a higher return than you can get anywhere else. Flag in the air right there. Low risk, high return. I've never seen a thing where you could get absolutely everything for free. It just does not work that way in this life, unless, of course, you steal it from someone else. Also, keep in mind, you get a free bonus if you buy our products. What? Yeah, be very aware. There's usually a shipping fee, a handling fee on that bonus as well, so that's a red flag as well. You have to make up your mind right away. This is a limited time, 2-minute offer. Going, going, going. Oh, I can extend it 30 seconds more. That kind of, watch out for that high pressure sales. We'll just put the shipping and handling on your credit card. Oh, no. Keep in mind, don't say okay. The word is no. How they hook you. Scammers use exaggerated or even fake prizes, products, or services as bait. Some may call you, but others will use mail, text, or ads to get you to call them for more details. Here are a few examples of offers you might get. Travel packages, free or low-cost vacations. However, these ended up costing you a bundle in hidden cost. For a while there, I was getting 3 of these a week. Some of the vacations, 3 of the offers. Some of the vacations maybe never take place even after you've paid for them. So travel packages, beware. Credit and loans, advanced loan fees, payday loans, credit card protection, and offers to lower your credit card interest rate. Again, tread carefully there on the credit and loans. That's how they hook you, they fool you. Other shams or exaggerated business and investment opportunities. These people will promote themselves and their business, and they have made millions by tricking people. They rely on the fact that business and investing can be complicated and that most people don't research the investment. You're a smooth talker, Mr. Salesman online, and they talk people into things. Charitable causes. Urgent requests for recent disaster relief efforts. Again, tread carefully. These are especially common on the phone. We've had several hurricanes, major ones here lately. And again, give to a reputable, like the Red Cross or something like that. You know, if in doubt, you can go to the Red Cross's website or go to a Red Cross office in person to donate. You might feel better writing the check right there in front of them. And getting your receipt. High-stakes foreign lotteries. Really? I'm amazed every day. I have a class, and I offered to one of my classes, 30 students, showed them an email where I'd gotten one of these. 3 of them immediately said, wow, that sounds great. When are you going to pick that up? Again, I'm always amazed that people don't think about what this stuff is. I've never applied for a foreign lottery. Extended car warranties. My car is a couple years old, so I'm beginning to get those in earnest. So that do not call, apparently we've fallen off that list again, so I'm going to be calling that again. They find out what kind of car you drive and when you bought it so that they can urge you to buy an overpriced or a worthless plan. These aftermarket car warranties, there ought to be a lot. Free trial offers. If it's free, why are you wanting to bill me? Oh, this is just for the shipping and handling. And they'll just keep sending you these trials of stuff. And they'll have these big shipping charges. You're paying for the products, let's face it. Do be aware that that's a problem. Phone scams. Why they're calling you? Well, let's face it, everyone's a target. Fraud is not limited to race, to ethnic background, gender, age, education, or income. Some scams seem to concentrate on certain groups. For example, older people. That's another group that in my research for this project I found, and with the work, did some conversations with the local police and got some of their documentation, is older people are hit especially hard by these phone scams, and especially the investment opportunities, and they are tricked far too easily. Example here again, older people targeted because the caller assumes they may live alone. You know, there's no one else to bounce the idea off, and they can get them to make the decision now. Maybe the older person has a nest egg or their retirement, or maybe they're more polite towards strangers, which is definitely so. How can you handle an unexpected sales call? I want to know who's calling and why are you calling me? By law, the telemarketers must tell you it's a sales call. They are to tell you the name of the seller and what they're selling before they can make the pitch. You know, hi, this is Amy with XYZ, blah, 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 you know, and tell you that this is a sales call. If you don't hear this information, say, no thanks, hang up. Maybe just hang up anyway. What's the hurry? Really? Fast talkers use high-pressure tactics, and they've got to be hiding something. Take your time. If you decide to listen to what they're selling, get them to slow down. I'm not going anywhere, and believe me, they're not either. Take your time. Get them to slow down, listen to everything. If you're still interested, ask for a number to call back if you're really that interested. If it's free, why are you asking me to pay? Question fees that you need to pay to redeem a prize or a gift. Free is free. If you have to pay, then it's a purchase. And why am I confirming my account information or giving it out to you? You called me, Mr. Phone Scammer. That's very true. Our health information coaches call and they want to verify who this is. Well, hello, you called me. So the first thing I do is verify the phone number. Tell you what, I will call the health information coaching back. And your name is what? And I go look up the number and call them back because they want to know much too much. What time is it? That's a great question to look. Telemarketers by law can only call between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. And do I really want more calls like this one? No. Don't forget you can call the National Do Not Call Registry and have your phone number added to that list. Again, it'll take about 31 days to become active, but you can get this to begin to be reduced. And also on phone scams, remember to resist the pressure to make decisions immediately. Keep your credit cards, checking account, or social security number to yourself. Get all the information in writing before you agree to buy anything. Check out a charity before you give, one that calls you on the phone if you don't feel good about it or you have the tiniest question. Seek out their local representative and get more information. Ask how much the donation actually goes to the charity or how much the telemarketer is profiting. Some of these people will take 40% of whatever they get. So if they're actually collecting for the charity of the XYZ, and they're getting 40% or more, then look how little of your money is actually going to the charity. Don't send cash by messenger or by overnight mail or money transfer. If you use cash or money transfer, you may lose your right to dispute fraud charges, and the money will be gone. Research offers with your Consumer Protection Agency or State Attorney General's office. Again, this has been Julia Bell, and this is all about protecting yourself against scams on the phone and email and in physical mail. Thank you very much.